So next at the DSL Christmas hack, I got hold of a few people just before we started, and I got Tony when we was on the course, and asked them 3 simple questions: their favourite DSL event of the course of the year, their highlight of the year, and also their player of the year. So the first one was people's favourite courses, and this is what people said.
I personally like Kings Hill, but I think in terms, everyone's had a really good report on West Kent, which is really good. So, you know, West Kent, I suppose, for the society, it's been West Kent.
I think this one, Sweetwood, is probably my favourite course. I thought the conditions were really good last time. Greens were probably the best we played in, and the weather was beautiful. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one.
Probably West Kent, considering it had rained tremendously and it was in really good condition. It played well, didn't punish you too much for a slight error with some courses. So, but yeah, probably West Kent.
West Kent, I'd like to play it again in the dry.
Right, so that was people's favourite courses of the year. So that worked out that 3 people. So we had 6.
Yeah, we managed to get 6 people.
5 people in, and Ian Sishton texted me his.
Yeah.
So that come out. We had 3 people say West Kent.
Yeah.
2 people say Charlton Park, and 1 said Sweetwood.
Indeed.
So just tips in West Kent's favour, which is good because it's one of the new ones of our year.
Yeah, it was, and to be fair, everybody said they really enjoyed it, didn't they? Despite the weather, everyone said they really enjoyed playing it, and we want to go back, and we're going to.
Yeah, I mean, I said Charlton Park because it's the most picturesque. It's got the nicest holes on the course, so that's why I enjoy playing it.
Yeah.
Probably because I get more enjoyment of trying to get a good angle for a video, because obviously, like I say, like the fountain on 16, I make sure I try and get the right angle. Yeah. There's a few other holes like the par 5 11th.
It allows your creative streak to come out, doesn't it?
Well, let's not go too far, shall we? But yeah, there's a few holes like that. Like the second's quite a nice par 3 down the hill.
Very nice, yes.
And things like that. So after that, then I asked people their highlight of the year.
Yeah.
And this is what people said.
Highlight of the year, I think seeing everybody enjoying themselves, for me personally, because, you know, as you know, Michael, a lot of organisation stuff goes into it. Highlight of the year, just everybody enjoying it. I think your video cams have been awesome. I've really enjoyed Fred up here with his yardage meter thing. That was probably my funniest moment of the year. So yeah, like I said, highlight of the year is just getting everybody to enjoy themselves.
Oh, it has to be Charlton Park. Hit the best drive of my life. Longest drive hole, snap hook a driver, probably about 180 yards straight off the 150, came back just onto the fairway. Missed that, completely dead.
Well, so as we get to Richard's drive, just to explain exactly how lucky that was. That hit.
You can see the nice mark on it.
He's hit that post about, well, it's gone back 10 yards, which tells you how high it hit it. And if it missed it, I only know this because I've actually been here myself. This is what he would have ended up in.
My highlight of the year, probably the second shot into the stroke index 1 at West Kent. Stuck it to about 2 foot and then walked off with a birdie.
Getting through to the semi-finals of the singles, because I never expect to do anything on that.
So there was a few different ones there. Richard Jackson pulled out the snap hook he hit on the longest drive that hit the 150 post on the flat out.
That was quite incredible, wasn't it? How on earth, if you stood there for 4 years, I don't think you'd hit that post again, would you?
No. And your one was going to be one of our bloopers, which was Fred's. We'll come back to that back to that later. My old man was birdie in the stroke index 1 at West Kent.
Yeah.
As he always is. It's always going to be a birdie or something like that.
Unexpected.
Ian texted me. He said his was winning all the merit, which
yes, of course it would be.
It's going to be. It would be anyone's highlight of the year. Mine's winning at Sweetwoods. Just enjoyed that day. It just made the whole day. Obviously playing with Matt, but winning as well, things like that.
Yeah.
Tony was getting to the semi-final with a knockout.
Yes.
So he says he never expects to do that well in that. So that was a bit of a highlight for him. So. Yeah, so everyone's got different types of highlights. It's not necessarily a shot. It's not necessarily a day. It's a little bit of everything, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it becomes it's a personal question, obviously.
Yeah.
But people aren't able to see everybody else playing, and so they can't necessarily see someone that's coming back into the putt bar and someone said, oh yeah, so-and-so hit a great shot on here, and someone's hit a great shot there, but it's about the 4 you're in and the experiences you're having.
Exactly.
So the highlight is quite a personal thing. But nonetheless, with the great work that Michael's done this year, with all the videos that you guys have watched, all the fun stuff, you can actually start to get slightly a different view of the highlight, possibly. Again, but it's a subjective thing.
Yeah. Right, so the last question was probably the most important one, and is probably the most up for debate, really, is Player of the Year.
Yeah. Player of the Year, my goodness me.
It's a tough one.
It is indeed. Well, Ian's obviously played really well, really consistent this year, but he started off his club handicap, which is an advantage because everyone else is playing off of at least 4 or 5, maybe even 6 shots like yourself, off of their club handicap, if you like. Player of the Year, my God. I know, it's, for me, that's be Espen. He's done really well in the match plays. He fights himself every time he stands over the ball. Have you played with him?
Yeah.
You can see what he's doing, and to have the courage to come out and do that every time, and to win the match play was on my, I think, Player of the Year.
For you, Michael, at the start of the year I saw you as a bandit, playing off +2, and now you're down to your proper handicap of +6, so I think you've had a cracking year to get down to where you belong.
Best Player of the Year is you for ball strike and everything else that goes with it.
Got to be Ian Shiston for coming in and playing consistently well, really well.
So, obviously, in the Player of the Year, I got mentioned twice in that video. And Ian Sishton said me as well.
Yeah.
Espen, you said.
Espen got mentioned twice.
And Ian Sishton got mentioned.
Ian Sishton got mentioned, yeah. So basically, we got 3 runners for Player of the Year. We've got Ian Sishton, who won the Order of Merit. He won two events. He won the first one at Penham, and he won Charlton Park. Ian also started with his club handicap, which at the time was 13. He's now off of 7.5.
Yeah.
So he's come down to 5.5. So
6 shots.
That's pretty, and he was still scoring very well as well. So that's 1. Then you've got second place in the Order of Merit, started off on playing on +3, finishing on +6.
Yeah.
Michael won an event, Sweetwoods.
Yeah.
So the consistency of that kind of golf is quite incredible. Something I think the entire society aspires to. So there's your second Player of the Year, and your third Player of the Year is Espen.
Yeah.
Because he won the match play, which was incredible for him. And he finished quite consistently as well. And his handicap came down from 15 to 13.
Yeah.
So they're your 3.
Yeah. So as obviously you was captain of the society this year,
yes.
If you had to put your finger on one person.
If it was yes, as the captain, my choice would be yourself,
Right.
because of the consistency of the golf. Because not only that, but because at the start of each event you're doing videos, you're doing all this work here. You're talking to people, getting different views, you're taking the camera around with you, there's lots of distractions, and I think it was quite clear that when you won at Sweetwoods, playing with the pro, who's also your coach, but also playing with Richard and Fred, good company, good golfers, and you were able to, you were pushed, and it was really good. And for you to then in the other events when you're playing with the rest of the society, the rest of us, as it were, then it's a lot more difficult. And I think for me personally, showing that kind of consistency with all the stuff you've done this year as well, and I know that Ian is a tremendous achievement for Ian, winning 2 events, and for Espen as well, it is pretty incredible for Espen. He's incredible, and I don't mean any offence to both those guys, well deserving, but my opinion would be yourself, Michael.
And I would take that. but what I will do is I'll ask you guys that are watching, I'll put a little poll up in the top up here somewhere. There's going to be a poll, and it's going to be for Player of the Year. So you've got Ian, winner of 2 events, the Order of Merit, and come down 5.5.
Pretty impressive.
You've got me, who won 1 event, come down 3 shots. What was the
3
exact?
shots.
Do we know what the exact was?
Yeah, you started on +3, finished at +5.9.
+5.9. So there's that. So, and then you've got Espen, who has come down
15 to 12.9.
15 to 12.9 and won the match play. So guys, I'll put it out to you. Click on the poll in the top and vote for your player of the year, and then we will announce that probably the first event next year.
Yeah, well, we'll announce it on the video first event next year, but we do a newsletter and I'll stick it in there as well.
Yeah. So it's up to you guys. Player of the year, they're your 3 options. Probably all very deserved. Probably, yeah. I'm going to vote for Espen. Purely for what it means to him.
Yeah, most definitely.
But guys, it's going to be all up to you.
Yeah. It's a tough call, guys. It is a tough call.
Right, so that is the Order of Merit taken care of. So now we get to the fun part where we can put some videos in this.
Yeah.
Right, so I showed you the bloopers of the year.
Yes.
I gave you 6 bloopers earlier.
Yes, yes.
Have you got your 3? That are going to make your top 3 bloopers of the year.
Top 3 bloopers. I think my top 3 bloopers in this order.
Right.
Okay. So first blooper for me. I'm sorry, Fred. That was fantastic. Having played 7 holes.
Yeah.
With a meter reading rather than a yardage reading in your yardage meter or your laser meter was just incredibly amazing.
So this is we were standing on the tee and Fred hadn't been able to get the same yardage as us for the start of the round whatsoever.
Coming up short.
It's coming up short, and this is the video of what happened when Matt got hold of it.
Oh, Fred's had his bush to in metres. No wonder he's 10 short all the time.
That makes sense.
There we go, Fred. So it's 136 metres.
Right, so that was Fred finally working out what was wrong with his bush.
Sorry, Fred.
Right, so
love you dearly, mate, but that was great.
So there's that one. What's
the second one? The second one is for me. Again, apologies, Mark. I think that you had some real travails in amongst the woods, finding your ball first, then getting your club all sorted out, and then hacking it out through the ferns, which was great, and then obviously clearing all the debris from around the ball, and it just turned into a 80 shot, didn't it? Really. Apologies to everyone, but picking up what looked like wood that wasn't.
And then having to wash on the grass and go back to his bag
on your hands,
and then comes back and dusts it again. So guys, this is that video.
Just give it a good clump and see what happens. Out. That's better than a drop, isn't it?
I suppose so.
So left you a bit of a tricky one. Good chip, Richard.
Oh shit!
Was that? Oh, it's not. There's a few animals to be doing that around here. We'll turn it off.
Oh dear.
Right, so that was Mark with his crappy shot.
Yes.
We use crappy.
We will. Yes.
We use crappy.
Yeah, we will.
So that's number 2. And what's number 3?
Number 3, just because, as we mentioned earlier, you could stand there for the rest of your life trying to hit a little yellow stake that was about 100 yards away. But to do it with a shank is just incredible.
So we're talking about Richard Jackson at Sweetwoods.
Did it come back almost past him as well?
It come back at least halfway. And I think if we quote Matt, who was playing with us, Matt said, "Jesus, that's got some raz on it."
Yeah, I think the Americans call them hosel rockets.
Hosel rockets.
And but to be able to pick the stake out as well.
So guys, if you don't know what video I'm talking about, this is the video.
Too much backspin. So much raz on that one.
Did that hit the marker?
Yeah.
No, I think actually the
yellow marker.
Is it the marker?
Yeah. I think it hit the yellow marker.
Yeah.
Right, so guys, there are Jake's the captain's top 3 bloopers of the year, and I think all very worthy of being in the top 3 for different circumstances.
Yeah, look at the blooper video and make up your own minds, but I think I've nailed it.
So a lot of people, when I get the video out, they're all worried about hitting bad shots. Yeah. But then bloopers show that it's not necessarily.
No, it's not.
I mean, Fred with his Bushnell.
Yes.
Mark just in trouble.
Yes.
But then, and obviously Richard's in the middle of the fairway, so it's not necessarily going to be someone that's a bad shot from the middle of the fairway or someone that's a bad shot from in the rough. It could be anything.
It tends to be anything. I think that by the time that the initial when you go out with people with the video initially, people are a little uncomfortable. They're obviously on camera then, but after, to be honest, after about the first 2 or 3 shots, you tend to forget you've got it.
Yeah.
And you're quite good at, you know, videoing people, videoing the 4-ball that you're in, quite, you know, not intrusively, not anything like that. Exactly. You go up to the tee quickly and set up the camera, then have a chat with people, take their minds off it, and then let them try it. And that's really, really good. And then so the bloopers you see are a tip of the iceberg for DSL, to be fair.
What I don't catch, the stuff I don't catch.
Oh my goodness me, there is all sorts. But anyway, the bloopers are good fun, and you know how you set it up is really good.
Yeah, cool. Right, so there will be a shot of the year, but we're going to finish the video on shot of the year.
Yes.
So now what we need to do is just do the closing of what we thought of the year, what we thought of the new sort of stuff that we're doing, the camera stuff, and things like that. So how do you think the year went as a whole?
I think the year started fantastic. We had lots of people rocking up. We had a really nice interview at the start of the year with the Hospice in the World guy. He come up, gave us a great chat. It started really positively. We introduced yourself with the camera work, the YouTube, all the golf and camera stuff you're doing. You know, that was a really good dimension. That's worked really, really well. I think that I don't know how much of input and you get back from anybody, but I do know that everybody looks at them because they've all talked to me about it. It's like when I send emails out, I get 3 or 4 people reply, but I know that everyone sees it because they all turn up. So that it's worked. I think the videoing, the new social media side of stuff has worked very well. That's been a real good positive. Really enjoyed it. I think the standard of golf has been pretty good as well. You've only got to look at the results. Everyone's handicaps pretty much has come down a little bit. There's the fairness in the society as well. It's a really good fun society, really friendly. It was just a shame that towards the end of the year people's workloads got heavy, didn't they? People were busy doing other things in their lives, and the numbers kind of just went down a bit. But nonetheless, I think it's been a very good year by itself.
Yeah, I mean, I've really enjoyed it. I mean, obviously doing my camera stuff. Obviously, I don't play with loads and loads of different people, so and I don't play that much outside Lambert. So obviously the DSL stuff, play with new people, play different golf courses, and it's not a challenge. I wouldn't put it as a challenge. I wouldn't put the DSL as a challenge. But in terms of getting people that aren't used to having a camera in front of them to get used to it, and I think a lot of people in the first couple of events, like you say, they get a little bit twitchy and things like that. But once they got used to me walking around, and if I put the camera and started talking to them, they'd talk back and things like that. So I think the challenge at the start was picking the people I knew if I walked up with a camera that I knew would talk back to me. But now everyone's quite used to it, and if I went up, and I said to them at the start of the year, I said, if I walk up, just forget it's there, just talk to me as if I'm me. So I've really enjoyed it as a whole. Like you say, it's near the end of the year, people's workloads and different other things have come into play. We are open to new people coming in.
Yeah, please, if you like the work that Michael's doing, hopefully presents us in the right light. We are a good fun society, and it is worth just coming along and playing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put the link below to our website. I mean, I've redone the whole website at the start of the year. On there, there's a contact us thing where you can keep up to date. And then when
I'll post the newsletter on there as well, so you can you click on that, have a read of it.
And when we get the dates for next year, we'll start putting them up. There's like a little diary thing of where we're going to be playing, what day, tee times, etc, etc. So if we could get a few more people in, but we want to keep the core that we've got now, because we're all very good friends. But anyone that turns up, they always say how good the society day is,
they do,
and people want to repeat and come back.
Yes.
So it's just because we're a core of really good friends doesn't mean that we're not going to accept outsiders. I think
very much so. We're very readily accepting anybody that comes into the society, and even the guests go away, don't they?
Yeah.
And say, "Oh no, that's really. If I had more time, I'd come and join
exactly.
you guys and play a bit more." And that's a good indication of the type of people we have playing. And I think, as Michael said, there's a core of friends that play, and you can come and be a part of that core of friends, and you can come and be a part of the society. And everybody has an input. The courses we choose are pretty much picking themselves, because the courses now that everyone likes to go back to. So, for example, we're going to go back to Pedham, we're going back to Sweetwoods, Charlton Park, West Kent, and we're going to visit Wilder Kent as well next year rather. So they're your venues, but they're venues that everybody likes to play, and likes to, and the core of people is very important. I don't think it's coincidence at all that the core of people is the core of Moatlands.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Exactly.
And everyone really got on there as well. So come and play, come and join us. It's really good fun. Hard work, but it's good fun.
Yeah. Right. So we've waffled on enough.
Yeah.
I think it's time to end the video.
Yeah, most definitely.
But the one thing we've got to do before we end the video is shot of the year.
Shot of the year.
I mean, I decided this before I even got to your house. What was going to be shot of the year?
Shot of the year.
What would be your shot of the year?
Well, I said, shot of the year, you see, is only the shots that I've experienced and seen. Okay, and I'm of an age where I can't remember any of them. So I'm looking on your videos. So there's been some really good shots from a lot of different people, but I think you're right. The shot of the year that you came in here with, I think is the right one.
Cool. So a lot of people know that Espen struggles with his games at times. He gets in his own way, rah. It takes me back to Tiger Woods when he beat Rocco Mediate, when he held that putt on the last green.
Oh yeah,
down the hill.
Yeah.
I'll never compare Espen to Tiger Woods in my wildest dreams. But how long have people talked about that putt for?
Since he done it.
Since he done it, and they still talk about it now.
Yeah.
So Espen had this putt to win the match play.
Yep.
Win one of the two main trophies of the year.
That's it, and you have to consider also that this putt was after he'd missed that six-incher on the 17th.
Yeah.
And a foot putt on the hole before you said, wasn't it? Yeah.
So guys, go finish the video. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Thanks to Jake for letting me come around his house, give me some chili and rice and whatever that.
Thanks to Michael for all his hard work. He's worked really hard at this, and the evidence of the views and the follows that he gets is really good. So thank you very much, Michael.
So guys, thanks for watching, and we'll end it with Espen's putt.